Well, it's officially day one of a whole new world order, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just leaving my house now, just to show you where I am versus where all of these cool things I'm doing are. So here we go. Allies for life, yo. This is where I do all my bikes, yeah, in the garage. And then heading out down the street. It's not a bad place we live in. Good friend in this house, Brian Angus. Look him up online. Incredible print artist. He's the sort of person that gets residencies, I think that's the word, in all sorts of exotic places. Come and teach people art, and we'll let you stay in our castle and do things like that, which is kind of cool. So what you can see from here is southern horizon. There is the sea, so we are proper coastal. This is Banff in the northeast Scotland, Aberdeenshire, and basically non-stop till Iceland that way.
Hi.
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, good, you?
That's a friend of mine, Sam. She's a very nice person and cleans her house sometimes. Although, again, with the way things have changed, maybe not so much. So the reason that I wanted to do this video like this is to, I guess, show actually quite how close everything is. Quite how, well, I hope feasible and sustainable it will be to do what we're doing. I say we, obviously I've got to speak on behalf of the family as well. So what's happened today so far is me and Evan, my son, who, if you've not already seen, he's an awesome person, got his own channel, Evan the Main. You can find him on my follow list. He is officially my apprentice. We've decided that what's going to happen is we're going to work together. He's going to be part of his home education. I'm going to teach him all of the skills that he needs. Well, not necessarily all the skills he needs. All the skills that I have and are able to teach. So today we have been down to the new place which we are calling The Bothy. So we already had the Forge, but now we've got The Bothy, and it's got a little, there was formerly two properties, number 9, number 11, and well, I'm not going to be going around calling it 9/11. I don't think that's ideal, particularly as I could probably safely bet I'm the only 9/11 survivor in Banff. So yeah, let's not do that. But so number 9, which is the main building, is going to be called The Bothy, and number 11, which is former building, now just walls, it's going to be called the Midden. Now, these are both great Scottish words. Bothy means simply a hut. There's a whole network of bothies out in remote places that are simply there for people to stay in, people to use, you know, if they're out camping or whatever. And a midden is an affectionate term for a waste dump. It's pretty common to call your children's bedrooms a midden. So here we are now. I'm going to turn this camera around a little bit if I can. Maybe I can't. Okay. We're coming down this hill. There we've got Banff ahead of us, and so it's taken 4 minutes 42 so far from leaving my house, and we've come to here, and here we go. This is the Midden. and this is the Bothy. So there you go. Not for sale anymore. So as you can see, we've got quite a lot to do, but a lot of it's superficial. Next key job I've got is going to be sorting out all this. I've got some paint coming for that. It's old and it's tired, but it works. And then this is what me and Evan have done today already. Drain pipes. So these weren't here. This was completely unfinished, which means that water was just pissing out and causing all manner of things to grow and crumble down here. So that was our first big job today, and I think it went quite well actually. Obviously it's not yet had any rain, but I think that'll do. The reason I'm going to carry on walking here is I want to show you the forge as well. I mentioned the forge at my last place, the forge we've had for a year and a half now, and this is the main place for our not-for-profit community arts hub, which again is something I want to take a chunk of my time, over this next year to keep working on, keep building on. But you can see the state it's in for now. So what I really like about the Bothy and the Midden is you can see them really from all the way down the high street. So if we paint in some fun colour, Nina wants to paint a rainbow, obviously, because Nina's Nina. It'll be really, really easy for people to find it. Other thing I was doing today with Evan was plumbing. So we've long had hot and cold taps the wrong way round, baths that needed sealing, things like that. So I was teaching all of the plumbing mechanisms, plumbing knowledge that I know. Right, so here we are. The forge. The forge. So this is it. We bought this place. Goes all the way from there, all the way down to there. Bought this place a year and a half ago. 40k, which for the amount of land and the proximity to the high street was really, really good. It was in an absolute state. I can't explain how much we need to clear. We filled a skip in 20 minutes. We had to deal with 40 years. So just getting the code on this. We had to deal with 40 years worth of waste and leaf litter and sticks and weeds and everything that had been falling in here. It took us a long time, but now this is what we have. So if I lift that up a bit. So we've cleared this space. This space you couldn't even stand where I'm standing now. You couldn't even get in. It was so overgrown, full of soil, full of nonsense. Had the wall underpinned. We've built these lovely planters. Not much in them this time of year. They'll probably sit fallow until the new year. Although these are strawberries that are doing very well down here. We've got our lovely shelter, which is actually a carport, which is wonderful because it gives us space to be when it rains. So we do like a monthly market, monthly spoken word night, and they all take place here. We did a spoken word night on Saturday actually, and we were all under there. Sometimes we use this little area with the lights as a little stage, and then this is the building. So it had a roof when we first got here. We had what was left of a roof, which wasn't really a roof, it was just pieces of a roof. So got rid of all that, laid a new floor, and well, the next thing is to get a roof and start getting this watertight. Issue being, I was all ready to pay for the roof when my change of circumstances happened. So the money that was going to go for the roof is now what's funding, or released being the backstop, the safety net for this year of fun. But the good thing is, because we have the other place and it has a roof, it's fine. We have an outdoor space, an amazing size yard, and we also have now an inside space. This is the Forge's premises. Over there isn't. Over there is going to be myself and my wife, Nina's premises, in order to try and make a sustainable living. However, the Forge is going to get to use it for free whenever it wants to, because, well, that's just the way it needs to go. So yeah, it's a cool place, and I mean, you've seen I've walked from my house to here to our two properties, which means Banff is really small and really easy to get around. I'll tell you what's really cool. So this, you can see this. This is the bedrock. This is what the whole of Banff sits upon, and it is actually the foundation for the wall. When they built the wall, this rock was already here, and they just made it work. It actually underpins most of it. We did have to underpin that section there. That's why that's there. It had so much damage. Basically, there was an entire tree growing out of here, and it had completely undermined it. So we made a feature of it. We went, this is going to be a underpinning, make the walls stable, but also we've got a kind of a funky seating bit. So ultimately that is going to be tiled. We've got mosaic tiles, sea glass. You get loads of sea glass around here, so we're going to do some fun things with it. Just not right now. We do have power. Got the power put in. We do have water. We do not have drainage. We kind of have a toilet. If you want to see what passes for a toilet, there we go. It ain't much, but it works. I made it out of an old dining room chair. And yeah, and then we've also got, what's really cool, up there, that is a wireless 4G security camera, which means it keeps an eye on everything, and I can just go on the app. It doesn't need to be plugged in, it doesn't need Wi-Fi, it just works. And then this is Kingswell Lane here, where the place is based. Castle Street, the main high street of town, is just literally the next one parallel. So kind of the point of this, as I mentioned, was just to give a little bit of context to what we have, what we're planning, where are we going. We have assets. We have things that we can use to make a living, hopefully, you know. And that puts us in a fortunate position. I'm going to use the word us a lot. I think it's fair, because I can't just say this is me. I'm not doing this in isolation for me. I am doing this as a way for our family to have not a better future, but have a future that's more us. The groundwork has been done in terms of have assets, can use. The renovation of the other place, I'll show you inside as soon as we get the keys. We get them on Wednesday. That gives us opportunity for a space for rent, for use, to run our own shops, our own markets. We all do run our own markets here, but Scottish winter, let me tell you, it feels like you're living in two completely different places between summer and winter up here, and we're just on the cusp of the seasons changing now. We have these assets. I have so many things I want to do. I have writing, I have bikes, I have freelance. I run a web server containing a lot of different people's websites, including my own. That is something that I can do, and I can do through the winter. But it's not nearly as fun as this. Let me tell you what I'm really, really happy about, though, and I think this is going to be one of my key driving forces. Well, there's two things. One is Evan being my apprentice. He's 14 now. The years are going by really fast. And even if it is just a year, having a year of just working really closely with my best friend and teaching him skills and just spending a lot of time together is going to be amazing. I've forgotten where I was going with this. That is a wonderful part of this. I think the other part is living local. That's it. That's where I was going with this. Living local. You know, my past few jobs, I've been building tech, running tech for. There was a company in Shropshire, then there was a company in Manchester, then there was a company in London, and my most recent one was in Wales. You know, these are places that are hundreds and hundreds of miles from Banff, from where I live, from where I call home. And actually, I would I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone in this sentiment. I would much rather live and work and be and exist and have all of my focus on my town, on where I am. And you know, this is now what I do for as long as I can. I'm gonna live and breathe and work local. The focus on the wider world has gone away. This is day one. I'm going to be a work in progress. I'm still, my brain is still just telling me, oh, this is a nice little holiday. You're going to get back to work soon. Yeah, not so much. So that was my little insight. I won't make you join me for the walk home, but I hope you've seen a little bit of context in terms of what we're doing, and keep posted, keep tuned in, because I'm going to be doing a lot more, and there's a lot of things to show you.